Hello ETL enthusiasts, I welcome to this presentation. I have been uploading presentations for Informatica interview seekers. Today's topic is rate yourself. Okay. Every interview generally has this question. Before interview starts, he just wanted to read your skill set so that he can prepare what questions need to be asked while interview. Okay. He just wanted to make sure, okay, your skills are less than his skills most of the time. If you say rating 8 or 9 or 10 out of 10, then he thinks that, aha, you know everything. Let me prove that you don't know anything. Okay. And if you say less than 5 rating, then he thinks that you don't know anything. Even after 6 plus years of experience, you don't know anything, and you came for interview for a better pay, so he will not select. Virtually you are basically out of the list basically. So how to make sure positive impression, even you know that you are giving a wrong rating before interview starts, is important. Otherwise your interview will go in a negative path, and interviewer always reject such cases. Okay, even you know that it's a wrong rating, you must give more than 5. So don't worry, it doesn't matter actually while interview. After this rating, no, he doesn't bother about it. But it is better to give a nice rating so that interview should start properly. Okay, let us see some real-time checks with these slides to see what we know. So rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is low and 10 is high on particular Informatica Power Center. Now tell me what you can give him. Can I tell 8? Okay, let us see what Informatica Power Center usually have in layman terms. Okay, there are 30 transformations, okay, into 10 properties on an average. So total 300 objects, 10 tasks into 10 properties at least. At least actually they have 30 properties, but okay, 10 into 30, 300 properties, and one workflow and it has some 20 properties. So total you have at least 600 properties. Do you know all of them? 300 properties. If you are giving 8, at least you know 250. Do you really know it? In any question, you will simply go to Google and find out whether that is true or wrong, or which property you should use for that option. Okay, we never remember all these. Okay, we can't give 8, or you can't give 7, 8, 9, 10. No, you can't give anything, because how much you confident about how many transformations you have used. You might have used expression, lookup, source qualifier, sequence generator, maplet, okay, and a router. Only 10, 10 or 15 max. But what about the other 15, which are identity and masking, HTTP transformation, XML generator, XML parser, stored browser, external stored browser? There are so many other things we never used. In my 14 years of experience, I used only 10, 15 transformations, not more than that. Then how can I give you rating as 8? That means you just wanted to start the interview properly, but I mean positively, but this is little too much, because he thinks that you know everything. Okay, let me prove that you don't know anything. That's what ego will come in picture. Okay, let us see some of them. So how many transformations we have? We have 30 plus, and there are multiple properties, so maybe 300 properties here. There are so many tasks. Do you know workflow types, how many you developed but actually there? And what are the different SCD type 2 or any other dimensions you have which you develop? SCD 2 type 2 you might have developed, and there are so many other transformations as well, like degenerated transformation, rapidly growing transformation, sorry, rapidly growing dimensions. We have so many other facts also. Factless fact. I never developed till this point, even after 14 years of experience. So somebody might have developed it. What I'm saying, we didn't develop all in one project or one experience. We can't do it. Did you know how efficiently you improve the performance? While developing or while doing testing, nobody bothers about the performance, because testing is mostly on 100 records. So once it goes into production, data increases, then only you will see performance issues, and it's a different project. If you complete all projects at a time, then it will be hard, right? No other project will be coming in. Okay, so that the thing. So we can't give 8. Okay, 8 is too much. Let us say the second scenario. So if you are giving rating less than 5, so what interviewer thinks? He thinks that what will be the first impression, right? He thinks that you are a waste fellow. Okay, if you don't know anything, or you came from other background, you just wanted to switch your basic technology like testing, you wanted to move it to Informatica because Informatica is easy, and you are here just to understand the questions but not the actual interview because you don't have any background experience on this one. You always feel that you are a fake fellow. You're basically logically out of the interview. In his mind, you are negative. So if you answer all of his questions, still he feels that you are negative. You gave a 3 rating. How can I select him? Right? Then you're out of interview. The same question comes from SQL Oracle also. So how many of us can give 8? It's impossible. We can't. Do you know all alter commands? Do you know how to rename a column in a table? Who still need Google mother, Google Matali, right? For hints. We can't give 8. Do you know efficient query tuning? Do you know partition stuff? Do you know indexing? Do you know any advanced concept? Do we know procedures, cursors, triggers, package? We know. Yes, we know what is trigger. We know what is cursor. We know what is package. We know what is procedures. We know what is functions. We know. But actually programming and how to return a value, how to pass the arguments, what are the data types you have to pass, how to declare cursors, implicit, explicit cursors, and so many things. You need Google, right? That's it. That means we can't give 8. Let's go for Unix. Same question, right? Can I tell 8? Because I have been developing all file validation, Informatica deployments, and Informatica code deployments to from one location to another location, and scheduling stuff, dependency identification, everything I'm doing in Unix scripting. Can I give 8? No, you can't. Because do you know how to display 50 to 100 rows in a file which has 1 to 1000 records? Haha. We know Google. We need Google, right? We can't answer basic commands too. We know there is a set command, there is a AWK tool which can give efficient file operations, but we know AWK only. We don't know actual commands because they're typical to understand or typical to remember. Then we'll immediately Google it. How to display 50 to 100 records in a file, right? Then you can't remember everything because we started relying on Google and it helped a lot and started remembering. We don't know the code now and it's not GUI Unix anyway. So you have to remember every command, every basic command. We can't give 8. Okay, what do you think of giving less than 5? Hmm? And you're still sitting in the interview room? Haha. It is better you get out of the interview room because he thinks that you don't know anything and you came for interview for better pay. Please disappear from here. You're out of interview. Okay. So what I'm concluding here, I mean what I'm trying to say here, right? You know, you know that it is 3 or 4 we are in rating basically. Current rating, actual rating, frank rating is 4 or 5. But if you give that, you're out of interview. So if you want interview to be continued positively, let us try to give 6 or 7 and tell them that there are 30 transformations, but I have used 15 only. Whenever I get a chance, I will try to work on the other transformations too. Those type of answers really help. Because if you say 6 or 7, some interviewers maybe know that you are giving a frank 1, 3 or 4, but you are giving 6 or 7. Then he will understand if you give such explanation. If you don't give any explanation and you will be proud of saying 7 or 8, then he will feel something else. So that's why it is better to give some explanation before you give a rating. This answer helps you to start the positive interview, and he thinks that you know more than an average guy, so that he can start interview. Okay. Most of the time, interviewer never bother these ratings while his interview or his questions because he usually asks questions from his real-time issues. Or second one is Google. Third one is because he doesn't have time. You are free and you prepared for interview, but I don't think he has time because he is continuously working on the project. He don't prepare for an interview because he is not going for an interview. He's interviewer. He can ask anything. He can select or he deselect you, right? Simple logic. Deselect, not deselect. It's reject. Okay. So because the so okay, what interview questions can come on Informatica or SQL or Unix? Okay, SQL. Say example, top end salary, highest salary, delete duplicates, highest salary, cumulative sum, or over partition by classes. That's what we get in SQL. Unix basic commands like I already told you, 50 to 100 records display. He even doesn't know Unix commands are and doesn't remember, right? Well, and he doesn't know whether you gave him a right answer or not. He will ask you, are you sure whether this will work, how this will work? He doesn't know anything, but he'll say, yeah, all these questions. Then you will, if you hesitate, then he'll come to know that it's wrong or you are not sure. Informatica, what questions he will ask? Lookup cache, dynamic cache, unconnected lookup, and connected lookup differences. And what are the performance you did? What is the complex thing you develop in your project? These are the silly and F questions. Okay, you just there is a limitation in Informatica to ask questions like so. That's why you don't worry about any Informatica questions or SQL or Unix question. Be confident, be positive, and try to make interview positive by this rating, so that you will be scoring a good marks. Okay, that's it, folks, for this presentation. If you don't like it, please don't get a BP. Just ignore this. Okay, if you think is positive, then try to give me a like and give me a comment so that I can improve myself and take a new concepts from you. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day, guys.